All right. Hope everyone's having a good day. And today I have a good video for you. This is going to be all the celebrities that share the same love of football that we all probably have. But before we get into the video, please, if you haven't already, hit that sub button, hit that like button, and then hit that notification bell to stay updated with all my videos. But let's just get straight into this one. And starting off, we have Matthew McConaughey. And you might know him from the movies like The Wolf of Wall Street, Interstellar, Tropic Thunder, and maybe from his time on the SNL, who knows. But something you may not know is that back in 2019, he became a majority owner of the MLS team from Austin, Texas, called Austin FC. And we're going to start the video off with Matthew because he just has a great way of explaining how beautiful the football is and how football can really bring together a community. And just a fair heads up here, most of the celebrities on the list today are American and for the most part talking to an American audience. So they'll probably be saying soccer or soccer ball or something along those lines, but we all know what they mean. But the stories that they tell are the important part.
And gave it away. Yeah. But the greatest invitation in the world is the soccer ball. There's one game that you can depend on being played anywhere in the world, and that's soccer.
What does that mean? Because you tweeted that recently. You said 18 players, 14 countries, one game. God bless the soccer ball, the greatest invitation in the world. I thought you had auto-corrected from invention, the greatest.
No,
but then I remember,
invitation.
Autocorrect doesn't correct McConaughey. Autocorrect
Yes.
you. You meant invitation. What did you mean by that?
It is the greatest invitation. Around the world, you can be in a square in Rome, and you can be sitting there, and someone has a soccer ball, and you can walk up. You don't introduce yourself. They kick the ball to you, and all of a sudden you're in the game. You can go to a pickup game anywhere in the world. There's a soccer ball. You don't even have to shake hands and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" The soccer ball is a great equalizer. It's a peacemaker.
You've been actively out around the world scouting for Austin FC. I love the photos of you just rolling up at Chelsea for their Champions League game against Lille. Oh, you got to meet English legend Frank Lampard and some of the most famous footballers in the world. When you encounter them, do they just come up to you and drop like, all right, all right, all right? Or is it a meaningful encounter?
I think it starts off with maybe a little bit of a, all right, all right, all right. And then it turns into a bit of a meaningful encounter. And we'll talk soccer. I'll talk with the coaches. I'll talk with different players. I was reminded of how young these people are. Remember, I still think that it was just a few years ago that I maybe could have played. And then I'm reminded, no, I'm 50.
You said to Frank Lampard, if you need a goalkeeper that's guaranteed to get sent off 12 games a season,
I'm your guy.
Oh.
I'm your guy.
And many of you might know this person. Of course, he plays American football, the sport named after real football, of course. But he was actually in retirement from the sport and decided to fly over to Manchester right after Ronaldo was signed the second time. And he went to watch a Manchester United match. Ronaldo ended up scoring a hat trick. Ronaldo and Brady had a long conversation after the match. And then next thing you know, Brady comes out of retirement and decides to play another season in the NFL. I mean, who knows if the Manchester United match had anything to do with it? I don't know.
Oh, great game. Good playing. You played great.
Perfect.
I'm gonna have six kids now.
Now we have another actor on the list. This one might be a little bit of a theme. You might see a few more actors on the list. But with that being said, you might have seen this guy in every single Bourne movie, any of the Oceans movies, Good Will Hunting, The Great Wall, Ford vs. Ferrari, Deadpool, Thor. I mean, he's really in every movie. But he has a great story from a Boca Juniors match. and he actually called it the craziest thing he's ever seen in his life, without a doubt. Must be a great story.
Moment.
In Stillwater, you attend a game at the Velodrome, and then I've seen you at Formula One events, I've seen you at rugby matches. What to you is the most memorable sporting event that you've ever seen internationally?
A great question. The way that people cheer in Europe for soccer is awesome. It's worth, like, to any American who's traveling abroad and has the chance to, like, just get tickets and get into a stadium, it's really, really fun. It's worth seeing. The craziest thing I've ever seen, without a doubt, though, is a soccer game in Argentina. My wife's from Argentina. We went to spend Christmas there about 11, 12 years ago. Her family's team, Boca Juniors, which is a very popular team in Buenos Aires, is in this final. And I say to my uncle, well, to her uncle, you know, hey, can we go to this game? And he gets this very serious look on his face, and he's like, we can go, he says in Spanish. We can go. He goes, no women, no children. I was like, what? Like, I thought, you know, I was gonna take the kids and we were gonna go to
the game, yeah.
Well, I saw why when we went, because we had to get through, I think, 3 police barricades. There was temporary fencing with barbed wire put up. I mean, it was just absolute madness, and police with riot gear outside. And if this is the field, people were sitting here and people were sitting here, kind of like as if in the 2 end zones, what would be end zones of our football. And there was nobody sitting in the best seats, right? Because that was the distance that people could throw things and hit each other. Our team won. The other team's fans are filing out. And the trophy presentation finishes, and I say to Hector, I'm like, should we go? And he goes, no, we still. And it was because they needed time to get out of the neighborhood where the stadium was. And you had to give them like a 45-minute head start. And then when they did let us out, they actually held us in these temporary kind of cages. I was like, what are we waiting for now? And they're like, now they still need 5 more minutes to clear the neighborhood. I mean, it was absolutely great.
Like I said before, the actors on the list will just keep coming. But if there's going to be actors that have a love for the sport, we'll keep talking about it. But you've seen this man on Anchorman 1, 2, Elf, Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, The Other Guys, Get Hard, Semi-Pro. I mean, the list just keeps going. He's in every single good movie that is out right now. With him being in every single movie that's out right now, it's given him the opportunity to be a majority owner of the MLS club LAFC out of Los Angeles, California. And honestly, it seems like he's one of the most hands-on owners of the club. There are a few other owners of the club, but after the clips you see, you'll see what I'm saying.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I did fly the plane.
You
by
did?
The way. Yeah.
Safely. Delta
Very
Airlines,
safely.
well done.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to ask you, as we know about this ownership group, it's like 30 plus strong. What are those meetings like when you guys are talking shop about this team?
You know what? They're very intense. Usually at some point, myself, Magic Johnson, Mia Hamm, start really getting in an angry fight. Yeah. No, I'm not allowed in those meetings. I'm not allowed anywhere near those meetings.
You're not making decisions?
No, I'm not. I've been left out. Oh, I'm making decisions.
Yeah?
No one's listening to me.
Oh, look at this. You guys got a locker for me, right? Yeah. How do we time this? How do I know when to go out there? Are they giving me the high sign? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Right? You ready? Huh? You guys ready? You guys ready? Yeah? You think you can score on me? This is gonna be great. This is all, we're a family now. I'm your new goalkeeper.
Here's your coach, right here.
Are you my coach?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Here we go. Do we only have one ball? Do we need more budget for ball? Okay, right. Yeah. One more time. Yeah. I start drawing up formations and, What are you going to do?
Do you like a back 4 or a back 3? How was your formation start?
I like a back 8.
It's like the Jose Mourinho.
Yes, park the bus. But I didn't realize they had Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean, as their head coach.
I love him. He doesn't tuck his shirt in.
He doesn't tuck the shirt in. He's just going with a sensible jean.
Yeah.
It's tennis shoes that look like they're about 15 years old.
Here we go.
There it is.
Raito. For Will
Down
Ferrell's
the right side. Is he going to cross it in to Chicho? Oh! That would have been perfection.
And next we're getting away from the actors. And this is going to be a person that everyone watching this video probably knows. But something you might not have known is that he's actually a big football fan. First, we'll get to see who his favorite player is. And we see what kind of strings this player can pull to help his friend Drake out.
This is like one of the greatest nights of my life, man. Like what a legendary place to be, you know, Stamford Bridge. Even though I'm across the water, you know, I'm a big football fan, and to be out here with these guys is absolutely incredible. So.
And are you Chelsea? How did you get into football?
I mean, you know, really, we played FIFA, but this guy right here.
I heard he was so good today.
He borrowed your boots and scored.
Yeah.
You scored?
I scored, yeah.
I think it's
on Jamal, yeah.
Might be Norman, though.
But this is my favorite player in the world. I got to meet him the other day, and you know, it was one of the best days of my life. And today I got to come out here, kick around that Stamford Bridge. I can't ask for anything else. You know, this guy made it happen for me.
Thank you.
So.
And next we're going to take a look at his recent collaboration with the MLS club Toronto FC. And of course, we all know Drake is from Toronto, so this collaboration is justified. But I mean, this really isn't fair. Look at these clothes. Look at this collaboration. Toronto FC by OVO. The Toronto fans are just going to have all of the best attire in the MLS, really. I mean, OVO by Toronto FC, no one else can compete with that. Come on. And now we're going back to the actors again. And you may have seen him in movies like Big, Sully, Greyhound, any of the Toy Story movies. Ever heard of him? Forrest Gump, all the Cars movies. He's in all of the big ones. Even if you don't know he's actually in them, he's a key voice in the movie. But this one is going to be just a quick clip, and I'm going to give you a little information. So this interview is from early 2016, and that's really the only thing you need to know.
So have you heard the news about your beloved football team?
My beloved who?
Football team.
Who?
Aston Villa.
Oh.
They've been relegated.
What are you trying to do? You're trying to make me cry on TV like that? That's bad, but you know what I did at the beginning of this season? Put 100 quid on Leicester, so I think I'll do okay.
No, you didn't.
I think maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
It's all about
you know, you should find somebody who, you know, somebody local up there who decided to put 25 pounds on their local football club. They're going to be millionaires.
Wow, well done, Tom.
Not bad, huh?
Thank you very much to meet you.
My pleasure.
And this will be the last actor on the video today. I promise. Tom Holland, you probably know from all of the newest Spider-Man movies and possibly his relationship with Zendaya. But it's fitting we have two Toms back to back. And Tom Holland is probably the most obvious football fan on the list. We all know he lives and dies by his Tottenham Spurs. So when he gets a one-on-one opportunity to sit and talk with Heung-min Son, you can just see how excited he gets.
Hello, mate.
Oh, big man. How are you doing?
How
right?
are you doing, mate? Thank you so much.
No, thank you for inviting me. Yeah?
It's a huge honour to meet you. Honestly.
Big honour for me, a big honour.
What a real listen. Looks like a Manhattan. It's impressive. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? When we were shooting Spider-Man, you were playing Arsenal, and I was on set in the suit, and he had the game on in the tent. And we'd be on set, and they'd be like, roll in, we're doing the scene. I'd be like, MJ, so. They'd be like, cut. I'd run back into the tent, and I ran back just as you scored that goal. Mate, it was unbelievable.
Oh, thank you.
It was so good.
Thank you so much.
I saw your celebration last
Yesterday,
night.
I was
that.
there.
Yeah, because we just finished Graham Norton, we'd done the show, and we're all really excited, and you know, that was getting a lot of attention. And then when we saw your celebration, no one cared about Graham Norton. This is so sick.
Now we're going to be getting into professional athletes from other sports. And Draymond Green really understands why everyone loves the game so much and all the players from it. Draymond is an NBA player with the Golden State Warriors. He's a 4-time NBA champion, 4-time NBA All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 4-time defensive first team, and many other accolades from his time at the NBA. And he's actually a really good friend with Neymar. And he has a good story to tell about when he vacationed with Neymar.
Condolences to him and his entire family. We have found a new member of the Barcelona squad, Money Green. I bet you can guess who that is. A champion from the Golden State Warriors. Our dear friend, Draymond Green, here to see his dear friend.
Absolutely.
Neymar Jr.
Yeah.
You guys have had a lot of fun this year. You were vacationing in Ibiza together. I saw those pictures. What's it like hanging out with Neymar in Europe?
It's amazing. I mean, those guys are stars. Like, we see stars in America, and it's amazing. They are stars on a completely different level over there. It's insane. It's like a huge cult, pretty much.
Like, describe just walking around with him from your perspective, because you experience that to a certain extent here in the States.
Walking around with him, it's impossible. Like, he really can't go anywhere over there. I mean, these fans, or the fans over there, and I'm sure they've traveled here, they're incredible. I mean, the way they treat those guys, and obviously especially him being one of the top on the totem pole, it's a completely different level than I've ever seen in my life.
Draymond, I've covered soccer for 20 years, and a lot of time the sport is viewed by the other sports in not the kindest of light, and I have seen the change the last few years. We spoke to Ndamukong Suh, and he talks about how the NFL players watch soccer and idolize these players, and I see it from the NBA. Have you seen that as well?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, the NBA guys, it even goes as far as you walk into someone's room, Klay Thompson, all these guys, they're playing FIFA all day. It's at a different level. Soccer's growing here in America at a rapid pace. Relevant sports are, you know, really making that happen here. And I say over the next 5 years, you know, soccer is going to take on a completely different life here in America.
And first on this clip, I need to say rest in peace to this legend. This man, out of everyone on the list, needs no introduction. But I'm going to be giving him one anyway because he's earned it. A 5-time champion, 2-time NBA Final MVP, 18-time NBA All-Star, 4-time NBA All-Star Game MVP, 11-time All-NBA First Team, 2-time Olympic gold medalist at the FIBA Americas Championship. He's had both of his numbers retired by the LA Lakers. I mean, if I kept going, I'd be talking for the next hour and a half about Kobe. So we're going to have to move on to the important part of the video. But something you might not have known about Kobe is that when he was a child, his father actually played basketball in Italy. So he was around football all the time. And even though basketball was his sport of choice, and for a good reason, as we've all seen, he always had the love and the respect for football and the players who played it.
What's up? This is Kobe Bryant, and ici c'est Paris. No, ici c'est Paris. Yeah, c'est bon.
C'est vraiment incroyable de le rencontrer. Futuro.
So you watched a bit of the training session. What did you think of it? Do you actually miss playing?
No, I don't miss it. But I do enjoy coming and watching how some of the best players in the world prepare and the best organizations in the world prepare. You know, what do they do in training? Why do they do it? So I spend a great amount of time asking questions and trying to understand what they do. And I've been extremely blown away by what I've seen today. I do. You know, every chance I get, I tell them, you know, what a great sport soccer is, because it truly is. And, you know, it's one of those sports like basketball where you have to do together. It has to be constant communication. You know, it's a community sport. Aside from that, I mean, even if a basketball player wants to do some cross training, that's the best sport for basketball, do cross training, because you get your conditioning, you also get your foot speed and footwork in, which helps me out.
It's kind of a weird one. Did you have some kind of a football hero, kind of?
Yeah.
In a way, it's not your sport, but you looked at that guy, you're like, yeah.
Absolutely.
That guy is
It was
good.
Marco van Basten.
You too?
Yeah, because I grew up a huge AC Milan fan. That was my
Okay.
team. So, you know, when I grew up in Italy, I was right there with Marco van Basten and Rijkaard and Gullit and, you know, Maldini was just getting started. We had Baresi. You know,
You're taking the Italian accent.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, you know, that was my team, man. So Marco van Basten was my favorite player.
And this is the last clip we have in the video today. And this is the MMA Russian lightweight Khabib. And I find it really funny that they have Khabib listed as a lightweight. I mean, I know that's how they do the rankings for the divisions for the fights. I know I get the rankings, but let's be honest, Khabib could knock out anybody of any weight class. Like it wouldn't even be a competition. But with that being said, he has a white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a black belt in Judo, an international master of the sport in Judo, Sambo, Army hand-to-hand combat, and pankration. He's 29-0 in the MMA and has 2 WCSF World Championship gold medals. So this guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to fighting. But I also think he has a really good perspective on the game of football. And he tells a good story of his childhood growing up in Russia.
And how did you become a Manchester United fan?
It's not like I'm not like fan of Manchester United. I'm gonna be honest, but I'm fan of all football. You know, like I remember when I grew up like and with my father we all the time watch match, and I remember it was like 1996 Euro here in England, and I watched live. First match it was when England play versus Germany, and that time England lose by penalty, and I watched next match final Germany versus Czech Republic, and after that I watch all World Cup, European Championship, all Premier Liga, Spanish Liga, Italian Liga, and Champions League, and I follow everything.